Hi everyone, back with a quick layout today. This time I'm using the English Garden DSP, and I really loved this blue floral as soon as I opened up the packet, and I knew I wanted to use it on something special. So I had this beautiful photo of my little baby boy when he was little. It's quite a few years now, but I really love the photo and it looks perfect with these florals. So I decided I didn't want to cut up that floral too much. I really wanted that as the focus of this layout. So I decided to use just the other blue pattern from that pack as a background on the border. And I'm just cutting off 1 inch here from the top and the side. Top and the side, the bottom actually I cut it off from, and the side there. So I could have 1 inch all the way around the outside there. And I decided to just edge that floral pattern with crumb cake, with just a little dauber there. And I had this piece of crumb cake scrap cardstock. So I thought I would just try and use it on the layout. Didn't know if I'd cut it down or not, but I decided to sit the photo right on the top of it, so it was almost exactly the same width as my photo. So I thought I'm just going to sit it across like that. That worked well. So I just edged that with the crumb cake as well. And I got out my linen thread. This was the last little bit I had left on a roll, and I had to go find my brand new roll because there wasn't enough left. I knew I had a new roll there somewhere. So I wanted to wrap it around a whole bunch of times on the left-hand side. So I don't even remember how many times I wrapped that around, but a whole bunch to make it nice and thick, and just tied it off with a little bow. So I didn't want a lot of embellishments or accessories on this page. The photo is just a beautiful, sweet photo, and then that floral background was basically just going to be the focal of this whole layout. So just having that little bit of twine there on the left, that thread, it gave it a bit of texture to the page, but because it wasn't in your face and it quite blends in with the crumb cake cardstock, it just sort of finished it off a little bit on that side. So I grabbed these letter stickers out of the Happy Times Project Life accessory pack, and the blue just matched perfectly with this layout. So I loved that there were little tiny letters. So once again, I didn't want a big title on the page. So I just decided to call it Sweet Baby. And I just justified it there on the edge of the crumb cake cardstock. And yeah, that's it. I didn't put any other embellishments on that whatsoever. I just left it super simple like that. But I did want something just a little bit else to this layout. I'm not used to having so little on it. Not that I ever put over the top amounts on, I don't think. I just needed just something else, just a little bit. So I pulled out the other sheet of that floral paper from the pack, and I thought the flower that's in the bottom left-hand corner there under the photo, I might cut out that flower, which is actually the same flower that's in the top right-hand corner. So I cut that one out. So when I originally trimmed that, I trimmed it from the right there. So the one on the left actually is missing a little bit. And I really liked how this one, then I'd have that little tiny bit of the petal still going over the edge of the floral design there, and then a little bit of the petals just to go over just a tiny bit of the photo. And then I decided a little bit more was needed. So I cut out the 2 flowers that are on the top of the photo there, and then I decided to also cut that little blue leaf as well above it. So yeah, so you can't really even notice it on camera here that I've cut them out because it's the same flower. But I think the edges with the crumb cake, and then when I stuck them down, I used some dimensionals, and I just put dimensionals under the edges of the flower, and then I put tape runner in the middle of the flower. So the middle of the flower stuck flat, and then the edges raised up. So it does give that just that tiny amount of dimension to the page. So when you see it in real life, you can see a little bit more dimension, like you get a little tiny bit of a shadow underneath and there's a bit of a feel to it. And then also when I stuck the floral design down, I put some dimensionals around the outside. So I just put, I cut my dimensionals in half and I put 4 down each side and then tape run it all through the middle. And when I stuck that down, it just lifted the edges up just a little bit all the way around the outside and just gave it that small, just that really small amount of dimension to the page without being in your face. It just gave a bit of texture, gives it a little bit of movement because you can see the shadow. Yeah, so there's not a lot added to the page whatsoever. It's just those little things that can just push a page from just being really flat and boring to just that little bit of, I don't know, oomph to the page. So I know it's really hard to see on the camera, and I'm sorry for that, but yeah, in real life, and if you have this DSP, give this layer a go because it's so gorgeous. There's a really beautiful pink floral in this packet as well, but this matches my little boy perfectly. So I did the same with the little blue leaves. I just put dimensionals on the leaf, and then on the stem I actually put some little Tombow glue to stick it down so that it looks like those leaves are popping up. So yeah, so that's it. That's my layout, and I absolutely love it, and I hope you do too. And I'll hopefully be back soon with another layout.